every Friday. Now that I'm back and things are kind of evening out and settling, I really want to make sure that all of our agents, but especially our newer agents, have the opportunity to get some good foundational training, that you guys can feel equipped to be successful, because obviously we're not successful if you're not successful. And I think we've got a great bunch of people here that can do really well in real estate. So that's kind of my goal. What I want to do today is I want to talk about who you are and why you're here. So as we get started on training, first thing I want to do is talk about maybe some rules of engagement, just kind of set the stage for how we're going to interact, one, in this medium and this time, and two, just to make this as successful as possible. I think a lot of times, especially with real estate trainings, I found for myself personally, my expectations are way up here and the delivery is always way down here. And I often wonder if that's because my expectations are off from what they can actually provide me. So I thought, hey, I'm going to say, here's what my expectations are, give you guys an opportunity to tell me what your expectations are. So hopefully we can meet those and find it more productive rather than disappointing, which I think a lot of times trainings are disappointing. So first of all, my first rule of engagement is that we be present. So if you're committing to this time, especially if you're going to be here live, commit to this time. I'm actually going to silence my phone. I meant to do that. The phone is on silent. I'm not going to check emails. The dog is gone. The dog is at Lynn's. So I don't have to worry about him. Caleb's not even here. So that gives us an opportunity to just really focus on what we're doing here and what we're trying to accomplish. So I would ask and expect that you guys do the same thing, whether you're virtual or here in person. Second, I expect for all of us to do our best in this moment. I'm going to give you guys everything that I have. I'm putting time and effort into making sure that we've got content that I feel confident in delivering stuff to you guys. I would expect also for you to do the same for me. Make sure that you're respectful of our time, respectful of what we're trying to accomplish, and always here with your thoughts and your ideas and your opinions on things, because that's how this works best. Third, I want this to be a place that we have safe, open, respectful communication. So I'm a big communicator. I want everyone to also feel like they can talk and be heard here in a respectful way. If you have questions, if you have thoughts, if you have opinions, one of the great things about real estate, it doesn't matter if you've been in the industry for over 20 years or if you've been in the industry for 2 months, you have something to contribute to the conversation. You have perspectives and life experiences and things that you're doing in your business that will help everybody. So I want everyone to feel like they can contribute and are welcome to do so. So let's have safe, open, respectful communication. Fourth, and I think this is my last one, pretty sure, scrolling. Yes, it's my last one. Stay on task and on topic. This one's a lot for me. Those of you that have conversations with me know I can go a lot of places. I really want to try and stay focused on our task, which is training, and on the topics, which are what we're talking about. Lots of times when we're talking about things, it's easy to get off track, but I think if we all hold each other accountable to, hey, we're talking about this, let's stay talking about this. We will absolutely have opportunities for you guys to say, hey, I'd also like to learn about these things. And we'll incorporate those things into later sessions. But whatever our topic is for that day, unless we've exhausted it and we're ready to move on to something else, let's try and stay on task and on topic. We'll spend the first 5 minutes of each training session just saying hi, getting checked in, getting settled in, and then I'd like to hit for the rest of the time. Okay. Is there anything else you guys think should be added? Feel free to unmute yourself and speak. Ryan, you don't even have to unmute yourself. All right. Does everybody feel like they can adhere to those things? Awesome.
Yeah.
How do you do the little thummy thing? That's good.
Yes.
I like it. I like it. Okay, so let's talk about who you are and why you're here. I used to do Holloway's real estate school, had or has, well, I don't think they do right now, had in-person classes, right? That they would teach the real estate course, the 40-hour real estate course, and they have different real estate companies come in and sponsor breakfast and lunch, and they give you like 10 minutes to talk to the students. And so we were doing that for a while. And I'm like, everybody just kind of looks at you like deer in the headlights because nobody really knows what they're getting themselves into. And finally, at the last breakfast that we sponsored there, and this is why I stopped sponsoring them, I asked the students, I said, how many of you here feel like you're an entrepreneur? One out of probably about 35, 36 students, not kids, these were all adults, raise their hand. One person. She was a transfer agent from Chicago. One. Here's the first thing you guys need to know about real estate. You are all entrepreneurs. You are the master of your universe. You are all of the joys, all of the pains. You are an entrepreneur. When you get into real estate, that is what you are. I think one of the problems with our industry is that when people get into it, they don't realize that. In fact, 87% of all agents get out of this business because they can't make enough money. And if you can't make enough money, you can't stay, right? It's not horribly expensive, but it is certainly a monthly cost for us here in Lansing to be in real estate. So if we're not producing income or we don't have income in our pipeline, we aren't going to be able to sustain a career here. And getting started, like most of you are getting started right now, is the hardest part because you're going to go a bit of time with no income. So it's best if you can understand and get your mindset correct as you get started, rather than thinking this is just like any other job, or not embracing that role of an entrepreneur. So I want to talk a little bit about first, do you see yourself as an entrepreneur? Who here sees themselves as an entrepreneur? Good. All right. Oh, all right. Yeah, you can use the chat too if you want. Good, because you guys are. Now, I believe that some entrepreneurs are born entrepreneurs. It kind of runs in my family a lot. Everyone in my immediate family is a licensed realtor. Every single one of us. Did I have a choice? I don't know that I did. But I got licensed right when all of my family got licensed. So we kind of all did it together and decided that that was our destiny. But I also believe that if you're not born that way, if you're not just naturally that way, you can develop the skills that you need to be an entrepreneur. You can develop what you need to be successful in owning your own business. I think that being an entrepreneur is one of the purest expressions of freedom that our culture has to offer us, especially from your business perspective. Freedom comes with a lot of great things and a lot of responsibilities, and it's kind of perfectly encapsulated in this idea of entrepreneur, right? Here are some things that you need to know about being an entrepreneur. These are kind of characteristics of an entrepreneur. One, Entrepreneurs take charge of their business. They realize that they are responsible for their own success, and they do what they need to do to succeed. They go after what they need to succeed. They're not waiting around for somebody else to provide it for them. They're going out and getting it done. When I started in this business a good long while ago, I learned it pretty much on my own. I started at Remax, which I'm not saying that was the greatest, smartest thing I ever did in my life, because Remax is for, well, especially 20 years ago, was definitely for experienced agents. I had to pay my broker, I want to say it was like $1,200 a month, whether I sold anything or not. Yeah, that was a hard and fast way to, and none of those agents in Dearborn, Michigan wanted to really help me. I was 24 years old. They didn't care. So I had to figure it out myself. I had to figure out how to get my leads. I had to figure out how to open lock boxes. I had to figure out how to schedule showings. And we didn't have showing time back then. You had to call all of these agents, and everybody wanted all of this information. And we were just getting MLS online. It was a crazy time, but I did what I needed to do to figure it out and succeed. When I moved back to Houston and got my license there, I also got my mortgage broker's license, and I had to learn how to be a mortgage broker without any help. And that was great fun for a while, until 2007 or 8. So you have to be willing and ready and able to take charge of your business. Okay. It doesn't mean you're a bull in a china shop, demanding, bullying people, getting in people's faces. It just means that you are not waiting for your phone to ring. You're out making it ring, and you're brainstorming, you're researching, you're setting up time to be with the people that you want. You're very fortunate to be in this company where I feel like just about every agent here is happy to help you. You just got to reach out and ask for that help. I know Jamie and Susanna, you guys are on the team with Narmeen and Ari, and that is a great place to be. They will help you. I know Eric's worked a lot with Danny. Michelle, you're just killing it out there. I know that you talk to Kelly a lot, but Michelle's she's out there killing it. And Ryan's talked to me a lot. I know you've talked to other people too, haven't you? Yeah. So just know that we're here. If we've made it this far in this business, we're here. We're happy to help you guys, but you've got to ask. I will say one thing though. I had an agent here for like 5 seconds who came in the office and just kind of sat. And I don't know what she wanted us to do for her, but she thought, I guess, that we were supposed to, I don't know what we were supposed to do, but don't just come in the office and sit. Come in the office to do something. If you need people to call, if you need ideas, if you need training videos or something, come in the office to do something, and be able to ask for what you need. Okay. Ask for what you need. Second, entrepreneurs are passionate. They're passionate about what they do. They're passionate about what they want out of life. And they're passionate about why they're doing the things that they're doing. I am very fond of saying that real estate is a great vehicle to get you to where you want to go. I personally don't know anyone that was put on this planet just to help people buy and sell real estate. It's a super fun job. It pays really well, but I don't think it's a purpose in life. If you ask me about purpose, and we'll talk a little bit more about this later, my purpose is not to do real estate. My purpose is to help build community and relationships. That's my thing. That's what I do. Real estate, however, is an amazing vehicle to help me be able to do the things that I want to do. I can make lots of money, and it also gives me a lot of opportunity to exercise my gifts. I like to talk. I like to love on people. I like to make people happy. I like to solve problems. So all of these things work well for me. But what I'm really passionate about is not the MLS. It's people. So I'm real passionate. Entrepreneurs definitely really passionate. What are those things that make you excited about getting up in the morning? What are those things that make real estate click for you as a vehicle to get you where you want to go? Okay, think about those things. Entrepreneurs are confident. Now, you may not be confident in your knowledge of real estate right now. You haven't done hundreds of thousands of transactions. You haven't shown thousands of houses yet. But what you are confident in as an entrepreneur is your ability to learn, adapt, and be able to create your own opportunity. That's what you are confident in. Everything else will come. When I was 25, I certainly wasn't confident in my ability to fill out a contract. Now I am. I've done a few thousand in 2 different states and 3 different markets. So I got that down. That comes with experience and time. What I've always been confident of is my ability to get it done, to figure out, to find a way. Okay. Entrepreneurs are planners. Who here thinks they're a planner? Susanna. I know Ari's raising her hand. Good. You guys all know the saying, those who fail to plan to fail. I have a lot of feelings about plans, guys. I make lots of plans. I make them for lots of reasons. Do they all work out the way that I intend? No. But I still do it. I still have my plan for this year. It's been upended a bit, but I have it. The important thing about planning is not necessarily that everything go according to plan. It sets a framework. It gives your mind a place to start. And it actually, if you do it consistently and allow it to work in you, it will give you that ability to flex off your plan, to go with that flow. Take last year, for example. We moved to Wisconsin, and the week after I moved, which I don't know if any of you were here, except for Ari and Narmeen and Eric, you guys were. We moved the week after I moved to expand Community Realty to Green Bay. We had a global pandemic and everything shut down. And I had to adapt and flex and figure out what was possible in that time and space and what was important. And I had to basically revamp all of my plans for last year, which is fine. But without having a plan to start with, you've got nothing to get those wheels turning and going. So make sure that you're setting your plans for your day, your week, your month, your quarter, your biannual, your annual. All of these things are so important to do as an exercise to get you moving and call those things that you're planning for to you. They may come in completely different ways than what you think they will come. But having that plan, starting that, saying that, getting that out there is what puts it all in motion. So make sure that you're planning whatever you do. Don't hold to it like glue, but at least have it there to reference. And you'll be amazed, like 5 years from now, you'll be like, 5 years ago, I thought I'd be doing, and now I'm here. 5 years ago, that would have been 2016, February of 2016. I wasn't sure if I was going to open my own brokerage or not. I was trying to figure out if I could make it work at KW or if I was going to go out on my own. So I never would have imagined in 5 years I'd be here. I own a building. We've got 20 agents. We're growing. Things are amazing. I couldn't have planned for it, but I did have a plan 5 years ago. Okay. Entrepreneurs are money managers. Who loves money management? I love Amazon. No, I don't. I do. Not only do entrepreneurs know how to generate money, they also know how to manage it. You guys are here so that you can invest in yourselves. In this market, there's not a better brokerage to give you a larger amount of your income to invest in you. I'll give you an example. When I left Keller Williams and I started Community Realty back in 2016, I immediately gave myself a huge raise. All of that money I was able to then invest not only in my family, which felt really good for me to be able to invest in, but I was also able to market more. I doubled my leads, which helped me double my production, which just gave me more money to work with. Investing in yourself is always a good bet. Make sure that when you are making money, you're managing it well and putting it back into yourself. You are the most important investment that you have. Sure, you can invest in stocks and bonds and real estate and all kinds of things, but make sure that you're investing in yourself. You're managing your money to invest in you. Invest in your education, invest in your business, invest in your family, whatever that looks like. Okay. Most importantly, entrepreneurs never give up. They don't give up. You have 5 deals fall out, you don't give up. You just go get 5 more. You have a rough month where you've got no closings or 3 months where you have no closings. You just keep going. There have been plenty of times that I wanted to quit. And I can tell you right now, I give myself the opportunity to do that. I do. I give myself the choice. When I get to that point, when I get so frustrated, I've talked to X number of agents and they've turned me down, and I have a seller go and tell me, oh, I'm sorry, we decided to go with a family friend, or whatever happens. I give myself that space to have a total meltdown. I have people that are safe for me to do so with. I cry, I scream, I say, I'm done, I'm finished. I give myself that choice to quit. And then I get back up and say, no way. No way. It's not an option. If I don't give myself that option, though, eventually I would have exploded a while back. All of you may not need to go through the same process that I go through, but you do need to discover what your process is to help you in those hard times. Because while you can make lots and lots of money in this business, while it is a great vehicle to give you flexibility and time, you also have to know that it's going to be rough sometimes. Not everybody is going to want to work with you. Not all of the people that want to work with you are going to close. You're going to put a lot of effort into showing houses to somebody who are then going to go talk to their nephew who just got his license and write the contract with them, or list the house with them. But go through your process and don't give up. Don't give up. You're here at Community Realty for a reason, so that you can have the life that you want. The last thing I want to tell you guys about being an entrepreneur, being especially specifically for real estate. Um, Kelly and I used to always laugh because we're like, every single deal has its things, right? For those of you that have closed transactions, Ryan, you're doing your first one. You've already had some fun, exciting things to negotiate, dance around, and have problems with. Every single transaction is going to have something. If you have a transaction that is smooth from the time you grab the client to the time you close, I had one last year. One. I got a realtor.com lead. I showed them one house. They offered $5,000 over the asking price for it. They got the house. They had me list their house in Bath. It sold the first weekend at full price. It's great. No problem. Then the house didn't appraise. This was the one little hiccup in that whole transaction. The house didn't appraise, and they're like, that's okay. We'll pay the difference. One transaction. I don't think I had any the year before that weren't complicated. Understand this as a real estate agent. Your job is not for it to be smooth sailing. Your job is to solve problems. You are now a professional problem solver. Whatever the problem is in your transaction, I can guarantee you there is a solution. If you can't find it, you come find me. We will find a solution to the problem. Don't freak out. It's happened before. Even if it hasn't happened before, we'll figure it out. There's always a solution to every problem. Just get your mindset to a place where I'm a problem solver. This isn't easy money. You make a lot of money in real estate. It's not easy, but it can be done and you can solve the problems. And if you can't, you've got really amazing agents to help you figure out what those solutions are. So use us. Okay. This next part for the next 25 minutes will be very involved with you guys getting to do fun things. Okay. Because we're going to talk about why we're here. What is the reason that we want this real estate career? Because, like, guys, it'd be easier to work at Walmart and be a greeter. It would. Hi, thanks for coming to Walmart. But we're here. I want for each one of us as we go to know why. That is what's going to drive you. That's what's going to make it easy for you to go on to the next stage where we're talking about lead generation and we're talking about all of these things. How do we get business? What do we do with buyers? What do we do with sellers? We're going to get into all of that, but you have to have a foundation first. You have to know who you are. You're an entrepreneur and why you're here. So I want everyone to take just a couple of minutes to drill down to why you're here. I was making my notes last night. I'm like, you're most likely not here because God told you to become a realtor. And you're not here because your end game is to make lots and lots of money. Money in and of itself is not an aim or a goal. It doesn't do you any good sitting in a bank account. What is it that is driving you to be here? Is it your family? Is it you want to travel the world? What is it? Why are you here? I'm going to take about 5 minutes to write that down. Write it down on your phone, in a tablet, send me a text message. I won't check it though until after because here.
Put it in the chat box.
Yeah, put it in the chat box. All right, we got 1 more minute. Okay. Ooh. Susanna says, I've been helping people find a house for the last 13 years. Most of your adult life, I have found passion on yeah. Helping people find a home can be very rewarding. It is. A few times in my career, I have been told that I have helped save someone's life. Aw, as strange as that sounds, it's meaningful. I also have the drive of my family, the long to be able to have the freedom to be there with them when I want to be, the ability and financial freedom in the future to go places I didn't think was possible. That's great. That's great. Real estate is definitely the most rewarding career I've had. I love getting to the closing table and the tears and the hugs. Used to be hugs. Um, not so much this last year. And just people being so excited and so grateful for what this next chapter in their life. Every transaction isn't that way, but a good part of them can be, for sure, when you're putting that out there. Having time with your family is so important. Um, yeah. I can tell. Susanna, you've already got like clients and stuff ready to go, right? You're like ready to rock it out.
Yeah, I just have to get my training and stuff in. So I've got people, but like you said, there's always some hurdles. I heard a couple of them in the conversation, so I was like, oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure. Who else wants to share? Eric, what did you say? Why are you here?
Just so I can be near you.
It's a valid reason.
Um, so I've always been in sales, and so that's part of the reason is I like working with people. I really enjoy networking, and I also really enjoy putting people together, like getting a broker together with a buyer and building those relationships and stuff. So I really like working with people, but also I've always really been interested in real estate for some reason since I was a little kid. I like talking about homes and I like looking at homes whenever I'm driving around, I'm looking and thinking about what they're like. I don't know. It's just so I like real estate and I like working with people. But the ultimate probably if you were going to quick ask, it's the freedom. You have enough freedom to hang, like my dad used to say, you have enough freedom to hang yourself. But
Yeah.
if you can think about the entrepreneur part, like what you said, the it's freedom in that, yeah, you might work as hard, but you can choose when and where you're going to be better.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. What did you say, Ryan?
Um,
You're like, I just want to get out of Meyer.
well, there's that. That's just been a means to an end. I've spent the last 25 years, except for the last two, I've spent the last 25 years running other people's businesses. And I've done so successfully, bringing in my friends and my family, and that's the joy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love working and succeeding. Nothing feels better than working and succeeding with my friends and my family.
Yeah.
And I brought a lot of the same friends along with me in different places in different ways. And actually, turnabout, Jason brought me here.
Yeah.
And I brought Jason other places along the way.
So fun.
So I've got some close friends, and I've had my kids have worked for me, and my wife has done things with me, and that's where I want to go.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Ari, why are you here? No, that was mean. She's like, I'm not here right now.
I put it in the chat.
Oh, where? I missed. She put it in. I've got lots of kids here. Hang on. There's Susanna. Oh. Okay. My chat is like either scrolling really, really fast or not quite getting there. All right. Ari says, I stumbled upon becoming an agent. She never considered it. Once she did, she questioned her decision. Later learned it wasn't because she didn't want to become a realtor, it was because she was at the wrong place. She found, oh, that's so sweet. She found community realty and us and knew it was her new family. And she learned how to be an agent, entrepreneur, and how to put her passion for helping others to use. Aw, yay. Um, yeah, Ari's good stuff. If you want to know somebody that's got drive and that's making it work, and never quit, the never quit part, definitely Ari. Jamie, what do you got for us?
Um, well, for me, it's more to support my family. I have a son that's in college, so he needs the support, and I'm raising a young daughter by myself. And,
She's so
you
cute.
know, I want to be able to take her to, you know, Disney World and Universal Studios, not just see it on TV. You know, they depend on me a lot. So
Yeah.
for me, it's that, the freedom. And like Eric, I've always had a passion for real estate for a long time. And I like, you know, going to different homes, different places and stuff like that. So I kind of have a passion for it too.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy helping people.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're so glad that you're here.
Thank
Really,
you.
really excited about our two newest agents being on board. I think it's going to be really fun to see what you guys do this year. We've got a lot of excitement going. It's nice just to have people back in the office again. I'll be honest. This time last year, the office was always full of people. There was never a place to park in the parking lot. I mean, we had so much fun being here. And then obviously over the last year with COVID, everybody's kind of used to now working at home and we're all a little more spread out, which has been okay. Everybody's still done really well, but I'm excited as we get vaccinated and life starts to return to some sense of normal, everybody getting back here again, because there's a lot of energy that can be built, maintained, sustained, and it's infectious when you're in an environment where that's helpful and creative and everybody's working towards a common goal. So that is good. For my last 10 minutes, I do not necessarily want us to do this here, but I want you guys to think about, oh, puppies. Look, a calm dog, not what I have. What I want you guys to do is really think about what you feel like your purpose in life is and how that plays into your role in business. For many years now, probably at the last decade, I would say at least, I've really tried to break down the wall between selves for me, right? Like a lot of times we have our business self and we have our family self and we have our friend self and we have different friend groups. So we're different people in all of these different places. And um, I'm a Gen Xer. I got tired of all that. So I just didn't want to do it anymore. So I've really worked to cultivate myself being just me wherever I am. It's a lot easier to manage. It really is. But think about who you're created to be, what your purpose, what you feel your purpose here is on the planet. Because again, it's not just selling real estate or building a business. It's something you have something unique to give to this world and this place. And I mean, it's community realty, so you guys gotta just understand this kind of lingo comes with the territory. I want you guys to think always deeper, because the deeper that you can connect things, the more successful you're going to be. If you're connected all the way through your personhood, from business to family to friends, the more successful to your community at large, the more successful you're going to be. So I want you to think about those things. But for this last 10 minutes, I really do want to give you guys an opportunity to tell me, what kind of things are you most wanting or needing for training? What are you, yay, good. We will get along so well, Susanna. I walk that line. I'm a little granola and a little not. I'm weird. It's fine. But what are you guys wanting most to know? I know, Ryan, you're in the middle of a transaction, so you've got to have some good ideas of things that you're like, oh gosh, I don't have any idea what I mean, how could you? It's your first transaction, but what kind of things do you want training on? I had a pen somewhere.
I feel like my biggest barrier is trying to figure out how to market me.
How to market you.
Yeah. Spent all these years talking up everybody else. It's probably a confidence thing. Knowing how to put myself out there
Don't be afraid.
and not feel like it's just bragging and talking myself out.
It's really hard,
You know
right?
what I mean?
It became infinitely easier for me once I started community realty, because I'm just promoting community realty. Right? I'm just, it's this brokerage in town. I happen to own it. It's fine, but makes it a little easier. How to market me. We are actually next week going to be talking, we're going to start talking about marketing. Marketing is a really long conversation with lots and lots of different parts, but we are going to start talking about marketing and prospecting and lead generation next week. So what else? Eric, what do you want?
So, you probably know from talking to me, lead generation is the big one for me. I just keep bouncing around to a million different ideas and things to do, and I'd like to just anchor on something. And I'm working on some stuff now to create my own buyer funnel online and all that, but boy, it's confusing. So without taking too much time, I'd say lead generation is my big one. And then who's best to call when we're into flex and we're trying to do working on documents, or maybe putting in an offer and have a question on that we're filling stuff out right? Do we have somebody that we can ask about on the fly when we're working on a transaction?
So any questions you have as an agent, for Susanna and Jamie, you'll always try Ari and Narmeen first. If you can't get in touch with Ari and Narmeen, you're for YouTube, but for everybody, if you have questions on a transaction, you want to go to Kelly first. If you can't get in touch with Kelly, contact me. Does everybody have Kelly's contact information and my contact information? Okay, I'm going to put Kelly's in the chat and mine in the chat. And you could pretty much ask anybody in the company. Sorry, I don't have Kelly's number memorized. If you can't get Kelly, you'll get me. One of the two of us will be responding to you. I would always try and text first. If for some reason within 5 minutes or so we don't get back to you, call. You guys are all in my phone, so I make sure I answer if it's at all possible when you're here.
And would you like to stop receiving a text or an email? Sometimes I'm working at 7 or 9 o'clock or whatever. I mean, would you like to keep them during the business day?
I mean, no, real estate isn't really during the business day.
Right.
There's not a business day. 2 in the morning's probably a little late. Don't text me. Well, my phone goes silent after 10:30 at night. So if you try and text or call after 10:30, it won't let me hear anything because I'm supposed to be in bed. And I was doing really well at that most of the year. And then all of this stuff with Lou happened. And now I find myself just trying to stay up later again. It's a really bad habit. I need more sleep, but later for that. So I would say, you know, for me, you can text me as late as 10:30. I don't care. If you guys are working, especially in this market, sometimes we've got to get stuff out. And if you run into something that you don't know how to say or something that you have a question about, we want to make sure that we give you the best opportunity to get your offers accepted. Now, if it's just some rando question that's not time sensitive, I'd say, you know, maybe not after 7 at night. But if it's something that needs answering, first of all, if it's after 10:30 at night, oh my God, she's so cute. You don't need to answer it until tomorrow. Don't set yourself up that way with your clients that you're answering things for them at 10:30 at night. It's a bad precedent to set. Boundaries. I need to put that down too. We definitely need to do boundary training. But if it's, you know, you're trying to work on an offer, you showed a house that, especially in the summertime when it's light later, you're showing houses later. So, and you're trying to write an offer that night, and you know there's multiple offers or whatever, you know there's time pressure, absolutely contact us. I'm gonna put Kelly's info here. She is. Now, Kelly doesn't typically work on Fridays at the office, but she is always available. But she doesn't typically come in on Fridays. I lately, probably until I close on my house, I'll be at the office every day because it's better than the tiny house. That'll be good for prosperity. And here is mine. That's me. So if you guys need anything at any time, I'm happy to help. Okay. Susanna, what are you most wanting training on?
I think that's really like the number one thing is I don't know how to do anything with the documents, nothing. So I just
Documents?
basically like a lot of training. That's all. Everything.
Jamie, what are you most looking forward to in training?
I am looking just for more mentorship. Lead generation, of course, is the biggest because, of course, if you don't have clients, you're not making any money.
It's true.
Yeah, so that would be by far the biggest, but more tips on marketing,
Mm-hmm.
and just more mentorship and definitely open communication, you know, with people and stuff. So
Yeah.
that's what I look for.
Ari, what are you wanting? What do you need? And you can feel free to do like advanced level stuff too, because you're not as new as the other agents here. You've been doing this for a couple of years. But what things that used to always frustrate me at other brokerages is that all of the training is geared towards new people, which is good for you guys when you're new. But I also found like even that new person training wasn't real helpful. Like you'll start getting into deals and I was always like, okay, well now I have like 10 customers. How do I handle all of these customers and still get more deals? What do I need help? So I'm drowning. Because what happened to me is I would get a whole bunch of customers and then you've got to process all of those transactions and then you're back at ground zero again. How do you level that out? I need to write that down. We'll do that training.
Time management is as important as money management.
Transaction management. Well, it's really learning that you have a team of people and leveraging your assets is really what will help you get those transactions. It's real similar. Jeff has a team, right? Susanna worked Jeff Burke over at Keller Williams, where Michelle came from. Susanna was an admin for Jeff, so she had a certain part of transactions that she handled for him. And we have systems in place to help you guys with that, where it doesn't cost you 80% of your commission, like Jeff charges. Ari says, new program, modernized approaches to marketing. Yeah. Yeah, I will say too, like, tried and true methods for marketing, and it's 1:00. We'll get more into this next week, are still effective, right? Your phone calls, mailers, door knocking, those things are still effective. We have a lot more tools now, though, that we can use, especially with social media. I know Eric's taking a course in social media building funnel online, that not only broadens your reach, but is oftentimes a lot less expensive. Well, nothing cheaper than knocking on doors, but I don't recommend that right now. It's a bad idea. Nobody wants to open their door to your COVID. So that's a little bit out right now, but a lot of the stuff that you can do online is very cost effective. And being new agents, a lot of you, Susanna's quite a bit younger, Ari's a lot younger. You guys, it's the way that you communicate anyway. I will say real quick in closing, one of the best ways to market is to market how it's comfortable for you to communicate. So if you're texting people and emailing people and direct messaging people on Facebook and Instagram, if those are the ways that you communicate, that's going to be your money. You can do other things, and you should try everything especially when you're first getting started. Try everything. You may not know what you're great at yet. I was really good on the phone. Unfortunately, by the time I got to real estate, I was really done with the phone. I started in telemarketing. Yeah, it was great fun. I sold alumni directories to high school graduates when they were still like paper. $80 for an alumni directory for your high school. And I was the #1 salesperson. But I don't like to make phone calls anymore. So. But that's just me. I have other ways. Anyway, we will conclude for today. Thank you guys for being here. Any week that you happen to not be able to be here from 12 to 1 on a Friday, I'm going to be recording all of these, and we'll post them in the family, Community Realty Family Facebook. And on, we have a Community Realty YouTube page. I should probably link so we can all subscribe to it. We'll put them up there too, so people can have them. Okay. Thank you guys so much for coming. It's good to see all of your faces. The full face even. All right, guys. Bye.